Welcome back, guys, to Sussex Over Stress Forex Advanced Academy, where you guys gonna learn how to take your trading level to the next level at all for free. You guys hear me? For free. Welcome back to the second episode, second video, however you guys want to call it, of this whole course I'm dropping for free in YouTube. Right? So the topic of today, the theme, the lesson is gonna be trend lines. What is a trend line? Excuse me. What is a trend line? Trend line, it's a move caused by the market in an uptrend or downtrend. What I mean, the uptrend, it's to the upside. The market is moving to the upside, not in a single line or straight line, but making new higher highs and higher lows. Now, what's a downtrend? It's making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, based on 2 points, followed by a trend. That's what it's called, a downtrend or an uptrend. So basically, today's video is not gonna be long like the first one, if you guys want to call it long, but it's gonna be pretty helpful because I'm gonna point out some key things that actually do matter that you should take in consideration if you want to take your trading level to the next, your trading experience, your trading knowledge to the next level, right? So to begin with, right here, doesn't really matter the the um, the pair that I have, but if you want to take it, it's USD It's one of the few pairs that I trade. So to begin with, right, let's spot a trend line. Let's remove all over here from my trading, and let's spot a trend line. Actually, as a matter of fact, let's spot let's spot an uptrend where we can start walking you through to the beginner steps. How to spot a trend line, a perfectly formed trend line. Right here, we got a perfect trend line. So how do you draw your trend line, right? How do you what do you start your trend line so you could focus based off point A to point B, right? I like it to to form my trend line from the lowest point that we made, and we haven't broken that low. So especially right here, right? Remember, none of this from this side to the right side has happened yet. So let's say this is um sorry. Let's say this is our end right here, right? We don't know what has happened after this whole mark right here. After this whole mark, we don't know what has happened yet. We don't know nothing out of it. So how do we put the trend line, right? It's gonna be from point A to point B, and this is how I like to draw my trend lines, right? As you can see, we're being forming here like upper trend, right, an uptrend, right? So I like to say that after the three first touches, the third touch is the biggest one, and what I mean by that is the bigger move after the trend line has been touched, right? So let's say we're trading around this area, right? This area right here. What I mean by that is we're gonna go to a 30-minute, right? You're getting your chart, you're marking up your trade, right? You spot this uptrend that's been falling off for the previous days, right? So we got the first touch right here, second touch right here, and third touch right here. What I said is the third touch, fourth touch, they're the biggest one, right? The first touch and the second one is what forms the uptrend, right? If you don't have the second touch, the second point where you're gonna draw your line to, you don't know how to um find a trend line. You don't know where you're gonna place it. So you need point A and point B to draw a trend line. And we already have it. Point A right here and point B. Right? So we're looking for the third touch, right? You're getting your charts, right? And we see the third touch is right here, right? We're not gonna trade right at the moment it touches. We wanna wait for a confirmation where the candle closes. It gives you some type of pattern that you wanna enter. and we're gonna talk about candle patterns and patterns on the following videos. But just so you guys have in mind already, that the third touch is gonna be the biggest one. Here, even though it came back still to your entry, right? To your third touch, it still hasn't stopped you out. And I'm gonna show you where should we have placed it. Sorry, where should we have placed it? The TP and the stop loss, right? All right. So we're waiting for the entry, right? Like I said, like I always say, I like to take my trades in the 1 hour. But if we cannot find it in the 1 hour, I like to go lower to 30 minute or higher to the 4 hour. Right here, we in the 30-minute time frame. Just because that works for me doesn't mean it works for you guys. So have in mind, you choose a time frame that works for you. It's basically the same in all time frames. Just the bigger time frame has more confirmations than the lower time frames. And what I mean by that is one big time frame, the 30 minute, is two 15-minute candles, right? So you should wait for two 15-minute candles, right? To take an entry based on the 30 minute. And so on in the 1 minute to the five to same concept. You just gotta feel comfortable because ones move faster than the other ones. And what I mean by that is the 1 minute has the same structure in the 4 hour, but in the 1 minute you can take a trade in 5 minutes and get out. Now in the 4 hour you gotta wait a couple of hours, but you have more confidence on your trade because bigger time frames always win. Well, coming back to the topic, when we spot an uptrend, right, we gotta wait for the third point. Remember, none of this right here, from this line right here, has happened at all, right? So we're currently here right now, right? The moment it touched the trend line, right, we gotta wait for this candle to close. As you can see right here, right, we zoom in, right. This is a 30-minute candle, bearish candle. It's called an inverse hammer, if I'm not mistaken, or a pinhead. Gotta go check that out because it's been a little while. But I do know the pattern. I do know what it means. It means rejection, weak, bearish movement. What I mean by that is this candle closed bearish with a big wick at the bottom, giving us a sign of rejection to the trend line. The moment it closed bearish and this big bullish candle opened up, as you can see, we never came back down to test the low, but we do broke the previous high to this candle, right? So our entry should have been right here, placing our stop loss. I like to place it a couple of pips below the wick, just so in case we come back retest the wick, we don't get stepped out. So this could have been our stop loss, right? And our TP base, this could have been our TP right here. Maybe right here. So you got a two times your risk reward. So you're risking basically $1 to make $2.23. So if you're making $1,000, if you're risking $1,000 to win 2,230, for me that's a pretty good risk reward. I don't take anything that's below two times your risk. Personally, that works for me. My winning percentage works with my strategy and my risk reward, so that's what works for me, right? So as you can notice, right, this candle, oh shit, sorry, this candle skyrocket. We did top or TP right here. Maybe we would have stopped out and it would have taken out as a trade as a win. But sometimes that doesn't happen because the broker doesn't, unless you pass 2 or 3 pips past your TP. But anyways, we came back down again. We came back to our entry. We still haven't gotten stopped out. We barely were in drawdown. And if you were patient enough to hold the trade, because you're gonna need a lot of patience, a lot of discipline, a lot of psychology. Because when you start trading and you see all those numbers coming up and down, you know, like one of the traders that I know says, set and forget. You gotta set it and forget. Unfortunately, I'm still building that psychology, that mindset, because I know my craft, it's perfect, but when it comes to psychology and discipline, it's not. I'm still building that up. Anyways, we came back down, back to our entry, and we still hit TP. And then if you look back, right, and we base it on the 1 hour highs, right? Sorry, sorry. On the 30-minute previous highs to this one, right? Based on structure, this would have been our previous highs based on structure. Previous lowest point, lowest lower high point in the market. And it could have been a greater risk to reward. Now it could have been a 3 times your risk. $1,000 to make $3,000. So this is example one, right? Remember the third touch and the fourth touch were the biggest ones. As you can see here, we came back, tested the trend line, and boom, we literally just skyrocket. Now we're gonna find another example, especially let's see if we can find a downtrend example. Perfect, 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 guys. I just spot one right here. Point A, point B, right here. Point A and point B here are super tied up. So I would like to distribute it a little bit more instead of being so close, right? As you can see here, we have 3 wicks rejecting the upside, right? So the moment we start making this structure, we already have point B formed, right? Somewhere that we could extend our trend line that could follow up. As you can see, guys, it just keeps happening and happening and happening. First touch, second touch, third touch, right? Like I say, third touch is the biggest one. Always is the biggest one. And how do we spot where we're gonna put our TP minimum? That's the least TP that we're gonna put right here. Previous low in the market, right? We were making higher highs right here, right? And then we made a new low. So we haven't been breaking that low. So when we're putting our TP, we want to put it to the previous low of the market. The previous low, the low has not been broken yet. Because most likely we're gonna reach the low. We might not break it. We most likely gonna touch the previous low of the market. So like I said, guys, it just keeps happening and happening. We have another pattern, but it's a descending triangle to a break with a break to the breakup. I'm sorry. We have a descending triangle with a breakout to the upside, right? But like I said, that's gonna be for another video. So it keeps repeating itself. Point A, point B, extent or trend line. So it's gonna be touch A, touch B, and touch C, or first touch, second touch, and third touch. The third touch is gonna be the strongest one, most likely. Most likely, it just keeps happening. Third one, like I said, obviously we're not gonna trade it the moment it touches the trend line. We gotta wait for candles to form, right? So we did wait it. It touched up, bullish candle, but the same one we made a fake out with the next candle that opened up. It was a big bearish candle, the same size as the other one. So that means there was a big rejection. I'm pretty sure this was a wick in the 1 hour, and let's check that up right now because I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? If we go check it, right? I'm pretty sure that's a wick in the 1 hour. I just knew it. I just knew it. This experience gives you this, right? It was even perfect entry in the 1 hour. The moment we touched the trend line, we closed big rejection to the upside, and the next candle opening it up, just breaking out the low of the previous candle. That was a perfect entry, guys. Perfect entry. Stops below the wick. I mean, above the wick a couple of pips. TP on the previous low of the sorry, on the previous low of the market. Boom. I'm gonna try to see if I can find another example real quick. But just so if you guys know, it just keeps happening and happening and happening. I think I found another example here, guys. Right. So we're gonna find point A, right? Point B. Perfect. It just kept happening here. It was perfect. What I mean by that is just look at this guy. Point A, point B. right? Extend the trend line, and whenever it touches it again, it most likely will happen. Third or fourth touch. Most likely a third. Here it happened in the fourth touch, but still, we would have never gotten stopped out. What I mean by that is waiting for or confirmation, right? Taking the entry, stops above the wick a couple of pips, and here, this would have been our TP, previous low of the market that has not been broken yet. Right here. We still came back up to our entry. We never got stopped out, and it just melted. I'm pretty sure this was news or something, but still, it played out. It played out. So far, you guys know already how to spot a trend line. Remember, point A to point B, drag it, third touch, wait for an entry, and execute it. Remember, stops above the wick of the structure, just a couple of pips, and TP is gonna be if it's in an uptrend to the previous highs that has not been broken yet, and if it's in a downtrend to a previous low that has not been broken yet. Pretty simple, guys. I gave you three examples that you guys can actually go back in the video, look at everything I said. Hear everything I said, spot everything I pointed out. No, it just those little details, right? It's what makes your trading to a next level. You gotta pay attention to the market. What's telling you? Every candle is telling you. Every structure is telling you something different. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. Um, First video went pretty well. I got a couple of views only, but for me that's perfect. I'm new to this, and I would like to keep growing it out. Don't forget, if you reach out, if you made it to the last minute of the video, I would like for you guys to follow me, even though it's on the bio in the description of this video. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it to you guys here. Follow me on Instagram at success or stress effects. I post a lot of content there, and what I mean by that, man, it's it's all free, right? And when you follow me there, it's gonna take you to a Telegram chat that I'm also putting it in the description of this video, that I post free content setups that I'm taking, telling you why I'm taking it or telling you why I'm not taking it, telling you why I took it and I lost, and telling you why I took it and I win. No, it takes only a second, man. If you really like the information that I'm giving out, especially in these videos, please, man, go follow me on Instagram, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it to your trader friends, man. Thank you, guys. See you on the next one. And on the next one, we're gonna talk about price action, the candle stories, the bigger time frame. So wait for a good video that's gonna come out.